strategy that you need to do if you have under 1,000 subscribers on social media. And it doesn't involve going viral, and it does not involve posting a million times a day. The only content marketing strategy that you need to do includes these things: post with messaging that will attract your audience, and we'll talk about that. And then reach out to the audience that you want to attract. And then in those posts that you're posting, you're going to have an invitation to come into your community, and you're going to give them something for that. So let's talk about those three things. The first one is posting using a message that attracts your audience. The first thing that you should be doing that most people don't do is creating a message that your audience, your future customers, your future buying, paying customers that are going to give you hard cash, money, dollar bills, you have to test your messaging. This is figuring out what words they use to describe what they want, their desires, to describe their problems, to describe the emotions and the feelings that they've experienced, to describe their current circumstances. That's the messaging, right? How do they talk about it? How do they express it? If they were talking to their best friend, what would they say? And finding that messaging is what's going to be like the number one thing in your content marketing that's going to help you elevate your attention. It's going to help you elevate your sales, and it's going to most importantly help you elevate your ability to attract the right audience so that you can get the attention and get the sales from the right people that actually want to buy from you. And so I have this framework. It's called the DEEP framework. This is the deep messaging framework. And it is essentially all the different things that you need to think about in terms of your messaging so that you can attract the right people. So if you're doing content marketing, you need to know about your future customers' desires. You need to know about your future customers' emotions and their experiences surrounding the problem they're trying to solve. So someone, for instance, I like to talk about acne because I get like breakouts as if I'm a teenager, even though I'm 37 years old. And the problem is the acne. The experience is that sometimes I feel ugly, or sometimes I feel like I need to put makeup on and I need to put concealer on it or something like that, right? That's the experience. The experience is like, my husband, he is loving and all of that or whatever. But he'll like ask me like, oh, how come you're breaking out? And I'm just like, I don't want to explain that, right? Like when someone asks you about your skin or something like that. And hey, welcome. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. We are talking about content marketing and the content marketing strategy you need to use to grow this year, especially if you haven't gotten the growth that you wanted last year. So you are going to create your messaging. We talked about needing to know your future customers' desires, the emotions, their experiences, their problems, and the emotions and experiences surrounding their problems, right? And then you also have their expectations. How do they want to solve the problem? Think about somebody that wants to lose weight. And there are multiple ways you can lose weight. You could take pills that can curb your appetite, and you just literally don't have an appetite to eat that much. So therefore you lose weight because you're not eating as much. There's one. You can actually diet and choose to eat less. You can work out, right? And burn more calories to lose weight. There are a lot of different ways to lose weight, right? So what does your customer expect out of a solution? If somebody wants to do liposuction and you are not a doctor that could do liposuction surgery, no matter how much you talk about eating healthy and how much you talk about going to the gym and having a balanced diet and active lifestyle, all they want is liposuction. You are not the person, right? But then you have somebody that wants to maintain their their figure and also have a healthy life. They want to be healthy and they want to lose weight, then maybe the dieting and the fitness are going to be something they want, right? So your product, your service has to match their expectations in a solution. And that's part of what you need to include in your messaging as well. And so that's the deep framework about knowing your future customers' desires, emotions, experiences, problems, and their expectations to solve those problems through whatever solution that you have. So that's that. You're going to post based on how your future customer talks about their problems, how they talk about their feelings, how they talk about their experiences. I like to use myself as an example. Like when I had my twins, like anything anybody was talking about a mother being tired, barely sleeping, and breastfeeding and feeling like a cow, and having breast milk everywhere and all of that, like any like sitting there stuck to a pump, any type of content that just remotely talked about my personal experience, I was looking at. They had my attention because they were talking to me, because they were talking about my personal experience, right? And that's how your content should be. That's what your messaging should be. So if I'm sitting here and I'm talking about you are posting content and nobody's watching it, or you get like 5 likes and 3 of them are your family members, right? And the other 2 are your coworkers, and you're not really reaching anyone. And that is an experience that a lot of people have. Or if you open up your computer and you're just stuck trying to figure out what to write, or you're in your phone and you're in Notion trying to plan content and you have 100 ideas and no posts, and you're still trying to figure out what's going to get you the attention to sell your product or your service. Those are some experiences that a lot of business owners have. Those are some experiences that a lot of people that are building a personal brand have. And that's going to resonate with some people that are like, yeah, I post and I feel like I'm being ignored, or I post and I feel like it's just a waste of time. Sorry, checking the comments here. So yeah, that's number one. Is finding your messaging, your finding your deep messaging so that you can attract the right people. But if you have under 1,000 subscribers, then you can't just rely on posts and waiting for people to come to you. Your posts should be acting more like a billboard to let people know that you just exist. But have you ever bought something from looking at a billboard? I haven't. Most of the time, when I've looked at a billboard, it, many times I'm seeing a company that I've never seen before. I'm seeing something that I've never seen before. Now they have these visual billboards. Well, all billboards are visuals, but these video billboards that will play like little mini commercials. And pretty much everything I see on the billboards, I've never seen before, right? So think about your content that you post as like your billboard. It's just letting people know that you're there, right? To give you presence. But the second thing is the most important thing that you can do when you have under 1,000 subscribers or under 1,000 followers, and it doesn't really look like you have like authority online. You might have authority in your industry, you might have expertise in your industry, but it looks like you don't have authority online because you haven't hit like a 4-digit following yet. And that's to actually reach out to your potential customer audience. You know who you want to attract to become your customer. Hey, twin. You know who you want to attract as your future customer. So you need to actually reach out to them and use social media as being social to talk to people. When people do this, though, they make the mistake of trying to ask for a sale, which would be the wrong thing to do. Instead of reaching out to people who have never heard of you before, they have never bought from you before, they do not know your brand, they do not know who you are, so you're going to try to be helpful. Think of like the helpful Honda service person, right? Have you seen those commercials where Honda goes around doing helpful things? They've paid for kids, stuff, bought cars and bikes and, you know, fast food and different things like that. They have just done nice things for people that would be customers. Not necessarily that they're going to become a customers right then and there, but they've built brand. They've built a bank of value, if you will, like a bank of trust with the person. And that's all you're trying to do is that you're trying to reach out to people to build trust with them and say, hey, I exist. I do this thing. I believe that this thing would help you. And I just want to either offer it to you. So if you have some type of offer, which we'll get into in just a minute, if you have something to offer that is free, that will help them. That could even be giving some advice. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to mail them something. I actually would advise against that. That could be very expensive. But this has worked so well for me throughout the years. And even last year when I did it, I didn't do it as much as I should have, and that's something that I'm going to do more 2026 and going forward. Excuse me. When when I reach out to someone that is not familiar with my brand and I say, hey, I noticed you post about this, or your business helps people with this, and I like your content or your product. Like, I don't reach out to businesses or people that I don't think I would actually want to work with. So I'm giving them a compliment. I'm introducing myself and letting them know what I do. And then I will share something that I think is helpful to them. So, hey, I noticed that you did this. Have you considered trying this out with your content? Or starting a conversation and asking them a question. But I've found that I've gotten more feedback or more responses when I start with the value first, where I don't reach out and say, "Hey, what are your goals with content marketing this year? What are your goals with posting this year?" Because then a lot of times I think they feel like I'm trying to sell them, and I'm actually like not trying to sell them on anything. I just want them to know that I exist, that I'm here, right? That combination, I've built my email list up that way. I have essentially generated leads that way, and have gotten attention that way. Attention actually on my content of people that probably would have never found me otherwise, but I found them. And then I reached out to them, and then they come and check out my content, and they're like, oh, yeah, this seems like this could help me, right? And then after I share something valuable to them, like, hey, I think this would be very beneficial for your content if you did XYZ. You should think about that, right? Um, I help entrepreneurs with these type of things with their business. I'm not actually trying to sell you right now, but would you like to join my email list so that you can keep up to date with the tips that I provide to other entrepreneurs, business owners, and people building personal brands like yourself? And that has been so what's the word, fruitful for me. Oh, yes, please add me to your email list. Oh, yeah, sure. Because I'm giving them value. I'm offering something to them. And that's like a easy way to even see if somebody meshes with you. Like, especially if you do personal services, if you work with people closely, maybe you do coaching, maybe you do consultation, and therefore a part of what you do is based on your personality. If you start a conversation with someone, they get to gauge whether or not they feel like they mesh with you or not. So being able to do that, reach out when your following is small and you get those additional eyes on your content. That's helping to be a billboard for you when no one knows who you are, no one knows who your brand is, and you are reaching out to people you would want to be your customer and saying, "Hey, I can help you with this." A lot of times the best way to help is to offer some type of like small consultation. Nothing that they have to sign up for, nothing that they have to hop on a call for. They don't have to click a link. They don't have to go anywhere else other than read your message and say, "Hey, I noticed that you were talking about getting your baby to sleep at night. And I actually help parents with this through a coaching program, but I just wanted to offer you this tip and or these different things to try. Maybe you've tried them already, maybe you haven't, but these things I just wanted to offer to you and see if that helps." Even before they try those things, just you offering to help them solve their problem without asking for anything else, you've already built some trust real estate with them. You've already built up brand in their head, in their mind. They see you as valuable and helpful, and they're just like, "Okay, this stranger has offered some help to me, and it seems like it would be helpful, so I'm going to give them a little bit of my trust." And then after that, you've offered something that's beneficial to them via, some type of advice or consultation. If you really want to get into the nitty gritty, you can do something for them. So if you're in services, like let's say you're in, you know, VA services or something like that, virtual assistant, and say like, "Hey, this is the template that I use for small businesses to track all of their scheduling and stuff like that. Like, I use this for my clients, but I'd like to offer this to you for free. Would you like me to?" You could send them like a screenshot, or you could do a screen share of walking through it and ask, "Would you like this? Would you like this for free?" Right? And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, I would like that for free." And you can say, "Great, I'd love to send it to you. I give it to everybody for free that's in my email community. So go ahead and send me your email, and I'd be happy to send it to you." Right? And now you're building up your email list of people that would actually be leads for you, because you can't sell anything without leads. You can't get a customer without a lead, right? So you're posting content using deep messaging. You are reaching out to people that would be your potential customers. But then also in your posts, the same way you do when you reach out is you're going to offer something valuable in your posts using a call to action, giving your audience an instruction to sign up for something in exchange for their contact information. So this is called a lead magnet. If you have ever signed up for a discount to get 10%, 15% off, that is like a sales conversion lead magnet. Non-sales conversion lead magnet, which is what most people should be doing. What most people should be using is a non-sales lead magnet, which would be, let's see here, what's one of my lead magnets? Like my content marketing profit plan. like how to actually use content in a way that like is profitable for you to build brand, to make money, to sell your products, right? Um, that is something beneficial for people that want to use content marketing to build their brand and to get sales, right? To sell your product, to sell your service, to sell your offer. Mm, okay. I'm looking at, can I ask a question? Amanda says, can I ask a question? Of course, if you have questions, then drop them down in the chat. Yep, drop them down in the chat. Um, yeah, so with when you use a lead magnet, which is something that someone can download most of the time, right? Um, that's going to help them for with one specific thing. So even though there are a lot of components to content marketing, when I offer my lead magnet content marketing profit plan, this is talking about how you can use content to increase your profit. So you create a lead magnet and you invite people to get it. That's it, right? If you're interested, click the link in the description, right? If on YouTube, on social media like Instagram, you can use ManyChat, which is a system that automatically sends a message or automatically comments to give people that lead magnet so that they can get onto your email list. Your lead magnet does not have to be fancy. Your lead magnet does not have to be complicated. It does not have to be highly designed. You can create a lead magnet on Google. Pretty much all my lead magnets live on Google, and I share the link. Um, let's see here. Hold on, my baby's knocking on the door. I am in here. Well, then you got to go to daddy for that. Okay. I'm going to go get my baby. Okay, let's see. All right. Wait. Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. Get your clothes right. Get your clothes right. People can see you. Oh man. So this is one of my kiddos.
That's me.
Yes, this
Lukey.
is. Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hi.
This is me, Lukey.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to the movie theaters.
We did go to the movie theater. Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
And we wanted to ask for. We wanted to be a storybook for you.
Oh, thank you. I like storybooks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So can you be quiet now because mommy was still talking?
Can I be quiet?
Yes, you can. Thank you.
You can see the computer.
Yes, I can see my computer. Okay. African Skywalker. Okay. Don't touch my computer though, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Can I hear the computer?
Yes, I can have my computer. Thank you. So I think instead of focusing on like the visual aspect of content, it's really important to focus on the messaging of content and the next step after content. He's going to be a rich dude, right? You know? Yeah, think my kids are pretty smart. If he wants to do some business stuff, I think that he'd be pretty good at it. He has a twin too. Um, so visual is important, but next to just making sure that people can see you, that people can see you with, some decent lighting, like decent enough, and that people can hear you with a microphone. I'm using this microphone here. Next to that, it comes down to the message. Like, are you saying what people care about as it pertains to what you sell? Are you saying it in a way that they would express it, that they would explain it? Yep. Yep. Because if somebody started talking to me all sciencey about like sleep regression, like the doula, you know, synthesizes in a child's brain, and I'm just like totally making all of this up. Um, like I gave him this flashlight, and I'm kind of regretting it, but it's also kind of fun watching him play with it. Anyway, if you explain something in a complicated way, even if it is accurate, it's not relatable enough for people. So when you're doing your content, when you're creating your content, think about it in terms of
Like our college.
simplifying the idea in a way that people would talk. It's easier if I just force them to sign the paper in the appointment. You know, I think many of us have dealt with some hard sales in the past where you felt like forced or pressured to sign slash buy something that you really didn't want or wasn't really confident in or just wasn't truly sold on. Sometimes people sign things just to like stop being pressured. Like, okay, fine, 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 I'll buy it. Just like literally leave me alone. So yeah, no, I don't do sales that way though. Like, nope. I've had some bad experiences with that. No, I don't personally do that. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of stuff that works, but yeah, that's not what I stand for uh, in terms of how I do sales. Nope. But anyway, so you're gonna create a message that people actually care about. You're gonna talk about it in a way that is relatable to them, in a way that they would express it themselves, or a way that they would explain it to others, right? And you're gonna hit all the different emotional triggers. Boy, that light. You can hit all the emotional triggers that help them connect to your brand message, which is talking about your future customers' desires, emotions, and experiences around the problem they're trying to solve and their expectations in the solution and how they're trying to solve it. Because people have a problem, but they also want to solve it in a specific way. And you want to show them that you're able to help them solve it in a specific way. Oh, thank you. So, um, think about like I used the example of acne earlier because I get like little breakouts sometimes. Not the worst, but they are annoying and they do hurt sometimes. Um, Now, concealer could be a solution, right? Like a really good concealer that could just like hide it. That could be a solution. Um, Acne medicine could be a solution, right? Laser or light therapy could be a solution. There are so many different solutions. Like, what is the way that your future customer wants to solve the problem? Because if I want like my skin to be cleared without any concealer, I don't care how good that concealer is, how good that makeup is. If I don't want to have to use makeup every single day to conceal, to hide my acne, anybody selling makeup to conceal like acne scars, that's not really going to work for me. That doesn't meet my expectations for solving my problem. But if somebody tells me, hey, this red light therapy is going to help your skin to clear, then I'm like, that's cool, right? I remember when I was younger and like, not even like young, just like in my 20s, and my acne was like really, really bad. And can I have this, please? Thank you. And
Yes.
I remember considering using retinol. Now, retinol can make your skin really sensitive. If you hit my stuff, then you're gonna have to go, because that's not nice. I don't like it. Okay. And I didn't want to use sunscreen every day. And you have to use sunscreen if you use the retinol, otherwise you can make it worse. And I wasn't, you could say I wasn't mature enough anyway, thinking that I only needed to use sunscreen just because I was using the makeup. Okay, there you go. I wasn't there. Now I use sunscreen pretty much every day. Like I have sunscreen somewhere around like different spots in my house. I keep one in my backpack. So I'm pretty sure I have sunscreen in my car. So now retinol could be an option for me. And actually I have like a retinoid and stuff like, but the whole point is that in your messaging, you need to make sure that you're hitting the expectations of your future customer, because if whatever you're offering like is never going to match up to how they want to fix the problem, then you guys just were never going to fit. You never want to fit. Sunscreen is good for everybody. Everybody should be using sunscreen. Anybody could get skin cancer. It doesn't matter what your color is. Anybody could get skin cancer. And besides that, like anybody could get dark spots and pigment and like hyperpigmentation. And no, no, don't do that. I don't like it. I'm gonna kick you out, and then you can go hang out with your dad in the living room. You could get like sunspots, all kinds of things. if you're if you're not wearing sunscreen, though, your skin might be, vibrant when you're younger, but you got to do a little bit more work to take care of it as you get older, as I have figured out for myself. Probably, some of you guys are probably like, why is your toddler still up? It's midnight over here. But my husband and this son, I have three sons. This son, they slept, I don't know, from like 5 to 8 or something. So he's gonna be up for a while because he slept way too late. Yep. If I got stranded, I don't understand that last statement. Um. Anyway, let's see here. Yep. I think that's it for the evening. It'd be like that. Yeah, man. He's just like, but my kids, my boys, they love me, so I cannot complain. Um, yeah. So I'm just going to invite you to grab the content marketing profit plan in the comments in the description, with the link. And I didn't get a nap, so I'm tired. So I'm gonna go to bed. But I just wanted to make sure that I show up because, as I shared in my previous live from yesterday, that part of content marketing.
Yeah.
Excuse me, you're a little too loud. A little too loud. Thank you. Part of what I said in my live yesterday is that you have to have your minimum viable like content. Like, what's the minimum that you can do to show up? And right now, if I don't do anything else, I can like put on one of my cute little sweaters, turn a couple lights on,
Cute little
and
sweaters, Mama.
and just go live.
Cute little sweaters.
Yes, cute little sweaters.
Cute little sweaters.
Mm.
I like cute little sweaters.
Thank you.
Cute little sweaters are is my friends.
Oh, okay.
My friends are my best friends.
Okay.
As my best friend, as my not best. My kids are my not best friends. They don't want to be nice to me.
Oh, well, that's not good. See you later. You gonna go check on Daddy? Why don't you go check on Daddy? See what he's doing. All right, y'all. Have a good night, and I catch you in the next one.